All right, we're going to jump right into part two. So, this is a researcher personality. If you're an operator watching this one, you're doing a curative title business, things like that, you want to make sure that your personalities are in the right seats. So, for example, in part one, what I talked about is you want to have someone that's a cold caller personality in a cold caller position. I see a lot of business owners hire someone in the Philippines for $3, $4 an hour. And what they'll do is they'll put a cold caller in their admin role. And it's, like I said, it's just like hitting someone's head against the wall, not your head, their head, and they hate it. So we're going to go down the researcher personalities. A researcher personality is typically going to be someone who's a little bit more skeptical. They're able to dive into records a lot better than someone that's probably a cold caller or just a general acquisition person. And I'll show you what kind of personalities we have seen come through the group. Okay. So a researcher personality, if you've ever told yourself, hey, I can find anyone, I'm the crazy ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that can find whoever is missing, things like that. If you can find crazy amounts of information about people, that's typically your researcher. Okay. Now, there's a fine line between digging in too deep into research versus, hey, I just need to find the next point of contact of someone that's viable and alive that can actually help me figure out what's going on with this deal. So typically for us, a researcher role, we've had our researcher for about almost a year now, and we've had a couple of researchers come through. We offer up to our one-on-one mentees that we're able to help them find researchers. Okay. So researcher personality, it's typically an S. It's a combination of three. So it's either an S and a C, an I and a C, or an I and an S. And I'll explain that in a second. Again, if you don't know what a DISC personality test is, you can go take one, find out about yourself, figure out where you fit on your team role. But an S and a C, so you have someone that's going to be obviously steady, but also they're going to be concise. They're going to be like very detailed on how they approach stuff. Okay. And then you have an I and a C personality. So someone that has an I, they're going to be outgoing, but they can also say, hey, there's something wrong with this. They feel something's off. They can deduce, or they can use discernment to go and figure out what's going on with this property, the deal, the people, whatever it is. Okay. They're still going to be a little bit more cautious on how they approach it, but they will have at least that discernment about themselves. They can understand, hey, something feels off, or hey, I found the obituary. There's probably another way to find this. I don't think it's a clean cut deal. Then you have I and S. So obviously you just combine the two, S personality and the I personality. This is not a end all be all. Okay. I've seen people that are one extreme where they're just straight S personality, or they're straight C, and they are great at research. Okay. So do not take this to be an end all be all for your research efforts whenever you're finding someone. But if you see someone coming with a high driver personality and they're trying to fill a researcher role, go ahead and throw up the red flag and go, this is not going to work. We're not going to do this. Okay. I don't care what you say, or, hey, I've got a guy that's great at this. I'm telling you, that is not where they excel at. And so you as the operator need to understand, this is where we cut it off. This is where we go, hey, we understand you can adapt to this, but it's not where you're going to feel good in your skin. You're going to be like, hey, they really perform well. And if you're thinking about that person, it's typically a person who thrives at it naturally, and they don't seem rigid or they're out of place on it. They're going to flow really easily with it. Okay. So don't try to fit a square peg in a round hole. And I want you to understand, you need to put the right people in the right seats. Otherwise, you as a business owner, and I see a handful of business owners a month, they put the wrong person in the wrong seat. They don't know where their KPIs are. They don't know why something is not working the correct way. And they have to unravel the onion and realize that they have built out an operation where people hate being in the roles they're in simply for the fact they volunteered for it. Okay. And just because you volunteered for it does not mean you're the best fit. Just going to be honest. If you like videos like this, like the YouTube channel, like the video, subscribe to it, and we'll see if we can get some more videos out for you. Otherwise, I hope this helps you as a business owner to realize, hey, let's put the right seats, or put the right butts in the right seats. Hope you enjoy the video.